Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel today. I'm Kevin, and today we are back to our Second World War topic. Our topic today is about the Coral Sea and Midway. Today we will talk about the battles between the America and the Japanese during the Second World War after the America recovered from the Pearl Harbor War. So, in the spring of 1942, Japan was at the height of her power. Its assault on the Pacific was so successful that plans were now already able to lay for the invasion of Australia via New Guinea and Hawaii via the island of Midway. In the meantime, the United States Navy was making a determined recovery from the Pearl Harbor damage. The Japanese were about to discover the true potential of their formidable enemy. So, first, we need to talk about the American hitback. So, the overall damage that the Pearl Harbor inflicts at that event would be much more worse. I mean, yeah, they have a lot of damage already, but the things that they got is not just the best. I mean, it's not really what it would happen if the, let's say, air carrier or aircraft carriers, which is a very important ships from the Pearl Harbor, didn't go away at that time. So only two of the 18 warships that were hit is totally destroyed, and the others are very easy to recover. Within 6 months, the rest were refloated and repaired. Better still, the aircraft carrier, as I said, the most important ships stationed at the Pearl Harbor had been out to the sea at that time. And because of that, these aircraft carriers escaped from the strike without a scratch. So why this is a good news? Because the air carriers is a very important ship. It has the ability to carry many small fighting planes that allow the navies to fight with a high speed during the sea. During the journey on the sea, whenever they saw something like an enemy ships or something like an unknown places covered by cloud and storm, they could always send planes into those places to discover, to making research and take information, or even destroy or attack the enemy. The airplanes have a very big advantage for its high speed, and also there is not so many weapons that could attack the planes from the sea surface with a high speed that those planes cannot dodge. So with that advantage, the aircraft is almost the best weapons that a navy can use on the sea when they get into a battle. Therefore, an air carriers escape, meaning that they save their power to allow hundreds of planes to fly and activate their combines during some random fight. And because of that, that's a lot of save from the trouble. Like all navies, the Japanese ships communicate with each other and their high command use a secret codes. But if you guys also, let's say, watch the videos about the codes, about the codes and the spy videos and about information, you will know that the intelligence of the Japanese was already discovered and decoded by the navies of the United States. So they found out that the large Japanese fleet was preparing to invade to the southern tip of the New Guinea, and because of that, the United States prepared for an ambush. So, in the Battle of the Coral Sea on May 48, 1942, neither fleet actually set eyes on each other. Their ships could not meet each other directly. All the battles was done by the, let's say, aircraft, as I said, and because of that, the aircraft's places and importance during a sea war will increase from then and for all time. the first time in the history all the fighting was done by planes from aircraft carriers. Two valuable Japanese aircraft carriers were put out of action. Several other warships and around 100 carrier planes were lost. The United States, on the other hand, also have the damage as well. They lost one aircraft carrier, two other ships, and 65 planes. The battle was inconclusive. Nobody knows that which side took the advantage back then. But the battles still seriously halt the Japanese advance, and from now on there would be a slow retreat from their advanced blades back and, let's say, retreat slowly back to their hometown. The following month brought another trial of strength from both sides. A Japanese fleet of 145 ships, including 8 aircraft carriers, 11 battleships, was heading for the American island of Midway as they planned. They were commanded by Admiral Yamamoto, who is the one that created or planned to, let's say, lead the strike at the Pearl Harbor. So he hopes to draw the American fleet into a decisive battle for once and all. But once again, the Japanese radio messages were interrupted, and the Americans were waiting. On June 4 in the year of 1942, U.S. aircraft launched a massive attack on the Japanese fleet, both from U.S. aircraft carriers and from their airfield at Midway Island. The Japanese fought back, but Yamamoto already split his fleet into small groups and underestimated the American naval strength. It was to be his undoing. Around the time of 10:30 in the morning, in what might have been the most momentous 5 minutes of the Second World War, three Japanese aircraft carriers were destroyed, another badly damaged and sank later in the day, as well as two cruisers and three destroyers from the Japanese. The Americans also lost an aircraft carrier named Yorktown and a single destroyer. But that's all that they have. So again, neither fleet actually saw each other. All the fighting once more times was done from the air by planes and carrier from the aircraft carrier. So the Battle of Midway was the turning point in the Pacific War. The Japanese Navy has been fatally undermined, and her expansion plans were postponed or stopped by the, let's say, the resistance and the counterattack from the USA. And from now on, the United States Navy would be the dominant power in the Pacific, since they success in ambushing the Japanese fleet of Navy and also create a lot of damage during the war between them and take not as much as loss compared to what they did to the enemies. Alright, so that's all I want to talk with you guys today about the Coral Sea and Midways. Also about how that the United States recovered from the damages of the Pearl Harbor strike and then make a counterattack by ambushing using the information that they interrupted from the message of the Japanese to attack against them and ended up creating a lot of damage while taking not as much. So that's all I want to talk to you guys today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And now I think it's time for us to say goodbye. See ya!